Prix Manchester. Hello and welcome to the semi-finals here at Grand Prix Manchester. Just 4 players left in the competition and we're going to be starting straight away. On the left of our screen is Gabrizio Anteri. He's playing black-blue-green control and he's up against the blisteringly fast mono-black aggro deck of Sebastian Knör. Now Knör finished top of the Swiss, so he got to go first. Immediately led off with a gnarled Scarhide, and a Thoughtseize reveals he's got 2 heroes downfall, and that Mogus's Marauder. So maybe not the most aggressive start he could have, but still one where he's going to be able to put a little bit of hurtage on Gabrizio Anteri. He's also taking damage from that Thoughtseize.
So, yeah, I'm thinking what Gabrizio should take here, depending on his hand.
And it looks like he's okay for mana. He has got a Course of Crucifix, which is a fine blockade.
He has another Thoughtseize in hand too.
So another 2-1 for 1 here in Tormented Hero. This is a pretty strong start from the mono black aggro deck. This is what it's designed to do, to make the most of the fact that lots of decks in the format play lands that come into play tapped, don't necessarily have the fastest of starts, and to capitalize and get as much damage in early as it can. Realistically, this black deck, it probably wants to have Gabrizio on single-digit life totals by the time he's up to 4 or 5 lands.
I think I would have taken the Hero's Downfall here.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he has, after the first, while he was doing the first Thoughtseize, he had 1 Courser and 2 Thoughtseize.
Okay.
And he wants to be able to have this Courser in play more than 1 turn.
And Sebastian each turn drawing more creatures, which is bad news for Anteri. He's already on 10 life. We'd already said this is what the black deck wants to do. It wants to get you like low on life fast.
The Courser now is not going to do anything. But on the other hand, not taking the Marauder would have been probably just as bad.
Yeah, rock and a hard place. That's where Gabrizio is living between right now. He gets a Course of Crucifix in play, but it's unlikely to stay there for all too long.
Attack for 6, you're on 4.
4 life left.
These are the games we played over and over again for our journey into Nyx.
And there's a land for 1 point of life gain, but 1 point of life gain.
It's very relevant here.
Thoughtseize off the top. So Knör taking a point from his Pain Seer on that draw. Now he gets his regular draw for the turn.
Is he able to close the game?
1 removal spell will do it.
Stabilizing at 5 life.
I mean, this doesn't feel stable to me.
Oh, it's stabilized.
Read the Bones. Unlikely to be taken. Hero Downfall and Sylvan Caryatid.
Probably the Caryatid here.
Caryatid, yeah, it accelerates powerful answers. It blocks.
Like, he doesn't have double black, so. And if he attacks, he's not going to be able to play Read the Bones. So it's definitely Caryatid. Yeah. That's what Sebastian goes for. He's going to block the Pain Seer. Goes down to 1.
Wow.
Oh, another creature. Wow.
And of course, these Tormented Heroes, they do have a heroic ability.
Yeah, that's...
Sebastian Knör doesn't have loads of ways of targeting his Tormented Heroes, but a Boon of Erebos,
yep.
A Herald of Torment potentially. Yeah, that's the game. A very, very quick game 1 for Sebastian Knör. This part of the reason we wanted to start in this match.
And this is exactly what we saw over and over and over again in the testing. We could not beat mono black. And we decided not to play it because, well, sometimes you just can't do anything. You have your hand, you see the draw he had, with like 1 creature, 2 removal spells, and then if he drew like a couple more lands, a couple more spells, and no creature, that's the feeling you have. Like you're like, oh yeah, can't win this game. But the other way, it just beats everything.
I mean, the blue-black deck that you played, it's got a little bit more control of its own destiny. It's got a little bit more selection and card drawing. So I can see why you went for it. But yeah, this black deck, just brutal. And it's got things like Master of the Feast in it, which has a substantial drawback. It's a 5/5 for 3 that lets your opponent draw extra cards. But if they can't leverage those cards fast enough, it does beat down very, very fast.
I don't know if he's sporting them in. Probably not.
So in terms of cards that are in Sebastian Knorr's sideboard, he's got Bile Blights, he's got Feast of Dreams, a Silence of Believers, a Boon of Erebos, Odin's River Trawler, Read the Bones, and Brain Maggot. Now, I'm guessing comparatively small changes there, but while they're making those changes, Tamas Glied is still up in game 1 against Valentin Mackl. Corsair Carrot, Sylvan Caryatid all over the place, as always. But Xenagos in play for Valentin Mackl, which potentially is going to swing things.
No, he's dead. Xenagos is dead.
Oh, that got hit by a lightning strike. I apologise. Corsair Crucifix there. What's on top? There's a land. Jolly good. I'll have that, says Valentin Mackl. Goes back up to 20. Conveniently just about see his live turtle pad there on the top of the screen, so even on our live look-ins we can get an accurate idea of live totals. I mean, these two decks, while they are both Naya decks, there's a few little subtle differences between the two. Valentin Mackl only playing the 1 Polis Crusher, but has 3 Brimaz, whereas Tamas Glied, he does a little bit more burn. He's got a couple of Magma Jets on top of the Lightning Strikes in his deck, whereas Valentin Mackl not running any burn in the main deck whatsoever, relying a little bit more on permanence. So a few subtle little differences in there. Fleece Mainline, not a feature in Tamas Glied's deck, while very much a part of what Valentin Mackl's planning to do. So basically, Mackl a little bit more white in the way of white cards, Glied a little bit more in the way of red cards. Mackl drawing his Corsair Crucifix.
Is he going to be back, Corsair?
The first one got hit with Destructive Revelry. The second one, I guess we'll find out what happens to it.
Goatman took care of Horsey Man.
Valentin having a little think here. And there's Goatman. Goatman number 2. Taras saying, I'm out of response to this. Is everything okay?
Okay.
I'm going to add a couple of mana. What's the follow-up here?
What's going on? Okay.
Now, interestingly, the mana ability, sorry, the second ability on Xenagos is a Planeswalker ability, not a mana ability, so you can respond to it and kill a creature in response and have that impact the amount of mana that it makes. It's not like Nykthos that as a mana ability you can't respond to. So Tamas absolutely correct there to pause and get his lightning strike in at the right moment. He obviously then has a dragon, as it seems like the Naya decks always do, to deal with Planeswalkers.
Have dragons. That's what they do to have dragons. Naya players.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Kibler started that trend, Pro Tour Chicago, and it's never really stopped. They love their dragons. And they're a Fleece Mainline for Valentin Mackl.
In the top 20, Sombus Dragon.
Yeah. Fleece Mainline didn't make the cut though, I don't think.
No.
Is that likely to change after this event, do you think?
I don't know, it's not in Tamas' deck list.
So it's all going to depend on this match, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
I couldn't put every single card in the winning decks. That's a little bit diversified, come on.
I guess I expect too much of these Hall of Famers. What can I say?
What?
Elspeth, Sun's champion. I mean, currently you have everything but the basic lands that are in play for Tamas Glied in your top 20.
Except for policeman line.
For Tamas?
Oh, yes. He actually helped me to
put it together, yeah? You just picked up his list and started reading? And do you remember what I said about Naya players always having dragons?
Oh yeah, they always
look at the top of Valentin Mackl's deck. There it is. Stormbreath Dragon.
When I describe Naya and Stormbreath Dragon, I was saying Stormbreath Dragon is the key in the Dia matchup. You want to draw as many of them as possible.
Yeah, that's the card that people, when they're describing how the matchup went, the subtitle can just be, well, how many dragons did you have and how many did they have?
Pretty much.
Tamas having a little think here. Both these players quite careful about making sure that they get the right line of play. We saw Tamas potentially nearly getting himself in a hot water, trying to play a little bit too hastily in the quarterfinals. These matches not timed, though both players are expected to play at a reasonable pace.
All right, so
a monstrous line.
Kind of time walked Valentin there.
We're back to our main match though. Gabrizio and Anteri on the start now. Starts with the Temple of Malady and a scry to the bottom. No scrying for Sebastian Knurr though. 2-1 for 1 on the first turn. It looks like he's got quite a few lands in his hand though. Interesting to see whether or not he's able to get the super explosive start again.
The Black Savannah Lion. Oh.
It's a 2-drop, it's a Brain Maggot. Let's see what Gabrizio's working with here. Oh, with his ability on the stack, it gets shuffled in. So basically, what's going to happen here is Sebastian Knurr is just going to get a look at Anteri's hand. He's not going to get to take anything and put it back, but he gets to see Prognostic Sphinx, Double Silence the Believers, Hero's Downfall, sorry, and that Mana Confluence.
Mana Confluence is so... Against Mono Black, we don't really have Mana Confluence in our testing. Like, we can't really have...
Because of the
Mono Black was so good. We have... The matchup is already hard, and if you have Mana Confluence, it's... so much harder.
You just did the sound, the Mana Confluence sound. Every time you have to take damage when you're playing against Mono Black. So casting this Thoughtseize, that's definitely a moment. 2 Mogus' Marauder, 1 Hero's Downfall, 2 Swamps. Kind of a similar sort of situation to what happened last time, only this time there's 2 threats and 1 removal spell. Takes 1 of the threats. And Sebastian Knurr draws another land, not exactly what he was looking for, gets down Mogus' Marauders, quick swing for 4, pass back to you, you're on 12, thank you very much.
So he has 2 removal in hand. Oh, he boards in Master of Feasts, wow.
Master of Feasts is in his main deck.
Is it? I think I saw it in the sideboard. Oh yeah?
4 in the main.
Oh, Feast of Dreams. Oh yeah, that's right. So he has to go for it, right?
And you don't want to give your opponent's control deck extra cards, but I'm guessing that the other deck doesn't really want
that land?
You to have a 5/5.
Oh, the Hero's Downfall, that's good too. Feast of Dreams, that's a lot of cards. Upkeep. Yeah, he might want to play around Boon of Erebos.
Yeah, draw a card. Hero's Downfall. Not terrible, but I'm guessing you'd want more threats right here.
That's the other part of the black deck. See, when you draw 2 mini lands and not enough threats, that's the kind of game you end up with.
So there's the Feast of Dreams. Effectively, that Master of the Feast, hoisted by its own petard. The Feast of Dreams killing the Master of the Feast. I'm not quite sure how that works in flavour terms, but it worked perfectly well for Gabrizio and Anteri in the game itself. However, just 7 life now for Gabrizio and Anteri.
He's not going to like what he's seeing. He's not going to like what he's going to see. Foul Blight, okay.
Okay. Thoughtseize. What have we got? Blah. Removal. Chicken.
Blah.
Prognostic Sphinx there, along with double sides of
horrible hand. That's terrible. He's Sebastian is very far behind. He has to take the Sphinx here. Because the only chance he has like to draw creature for like 5 turns.
Yeah.
If Fabrizio draws a land and plays Sphinx, it's over. Yep.
And it looks like Sebastian agrees. So there's just the 3 removal spells for Knur to play through. All of his sources of damage are creatures that have to get stuck in. They have to fight.
And mana confluence.
I think it's going to be a long day if he's expecting Fabrizio Anteri to kill himself with mana confluence. If that's what he's waiting on, he's going to have to wait a while.
Herald of Torment, that's one of the 3. He can only play 1 at a time, that's the problem. Well, not now, well, he doesn't have it, he has only 1, so.
So Anteri stabilized.
No play.
I mean, I guess one potential line. He's already played 2 Mogis' Marauder, right?
Yeah.
He had 1 Thought Season, played the other one. Mogis' Marauder potentially quite a good draw because it means you can play a threat, play the Marauder. They can both have haste and sort of.
Oh no, that's really not.
So 2 creatures.
What happened is that he wanted to wait 2 creatures so Fabrizio would be tapped out. But he has Silence the Believers in hand.
Yeah, 1 more land and Silence the Believers gets rid of both.
Everything. Well, luckily he doesn't have the land.
Yeah.
But
yeah, this is a rough situation for Sebastian Knur. Ignore the fact that he's on 18 and Fabrizio's on 7. He's on 18 and has a lot of good draws to get to.
That's fine. Kura is going to take care of the Herald of Torment for this turn at least. No? All right. Oh, don't do that. Okay.
In we come. Let me count the ways, says Fabrizio Anteri. He decides to point Hero's Downfall at that 3/3 flyer.
All right. He's almost back. Like he got rid of. He's getting rid of all of Fabrizio's cards in hand. And he has the Hero's Downfall to take care of Kura next turn.
I guess this is the good thing about playing aggro decks is that once things start going well, he's only got 7 more damage to deal.
Yeah. And another creature.
And I'm sure Sebastian Knur keeping careful count of how many removal spells are left.
I think I would have taken the 3 here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's only, like, he's taking 1 instead of 3, so it's only 2 damage. But then he's, like, just...
Hero's Downfall immediately dealing with Kura as build.
Did he draw a card? What did he do with the
I didn't see. He did draw a card with it, yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sylvan Caryatid, just the blocker that Anteri needed to deal with Tormented Hero for now.
All right, so...
Reaper of the Wilds
and
here.
Courser of Crucifix, okay.
Of course. There it is. What's on top? Thoughtseize. It would be a bullish move to be casting that Thoughtseize until he's gained a little bit more life, I would say. And there's Reaper of the Wilds.
End of turn. I think it would kill the Courser, I guess. I don't know. Because the Reaper can also block.
So there's the Hero's Downfall. Worth noting, Fabrizio Anteri only has 1 mana confluence in his deck. Drawing it in this game is definitely something he could have done without, but it may well be that he's doing okay even in spite of this.
So yes, Sebastian took care of the Reaper. Because the Reaper is like blocking. Oh, another removal.
Dark Betrayal's a nice one out the board there for Fabrizio Anteri. Just 1 mana, instant speed, kill any creature in Sebastian Knur's deck.
That's going to start to be a little hard for Sebastian.
And there's Pains here.
No attacks. Bow Blight. Like then bug control after board is just a bunch of creatures and only removal.
I mean, that's effectively what the black deck is before boarding. It's just a matter of its creatures are a bit cheaper and a bit more aggressive, right?
Well, he has a lot of creatures. Like bug is after boys mainly removal. 2 Feast of Dreams, 1 Arbitrary, 1 more Silence the Believers.
Yes.
1 Unravel the Ether.
And now all of a sudden the life total's looking pretty close to one another. And Sebastian land. Just drawing lands.
Well, he had a good series of threats after he thought seized Gabrizio, but.
So Pains here dealt with, Tormented Hero effectively dealt with because that Caryatid will block it all day long. Gabrizio Anteri looks like he's going to be forcing a game of 3 in this semi-finals. Gaining life off that Course of Crucifix and getting stuck in with it.
Actually, being on the draw for Gabrizio in game 3 is not that bad.
Really?
Yeah, he has so many removal. He wants to have the mana to cast them. He wants to because after a few turns, it's a lot about attrition. Mm-hmm. Like 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. But if your opponent starts first, then you have an extra card.
Okay.
So you can be 1 threat ahead, like 1 removal ahead of your threats.
And there we see, Gabrizio just sort of mopping up Thought Seize from Knurr. I mean, he's probably going to run it out there. It's not going to get better for him.
I think he has to wait for a Herald of Torment. Yeah, another removal.
Yeah, Unravel the Ether, not the answer that you wanted to see there.
Another Thought Seize.
Just land after land coming into play for Anteri.
Like, yeah, it's fine. Every turn is a life gain.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he certainly doesn't mind. Gaining life is kind of what you want to do against this aggro deck when you've already got some answers in hand. Uh-oh. There's only 22 lands in Sebastian Knurr's deck. He's now drawn around half of them, I'd say.
Sebastian wants to play his Sutties. He's gonna like lose 1 more turn. Kiowa is gonna be around next turn.
And there's a Swamp. Jolly good.
Is Corrupt any good?
Drain life?
Probably would be better here. Or Nightmare.
Oh.
Squealing, what is it called? What are they called? Squealing leashes?
Oh yeah, they're legal in the format. So Hero's Downfall on the top after Kira lets Fabrizio Anteri draw a card. And another Course of Crucifix. Course of Beatdown, not necessarily fast, but it seems to be doing the trick here for Fabrizio Anteri.
And it's game.
So we're going to
forcing him 3.
Gabrizio Anteri battling back there against the #1 seed in this top 8. So while these players shuffle up, we're just going to hop across and see how things are going with Tamas Glied against Valentin Mackl. Still in game 2 here, Glied up the first game. But Dragon and Brimaz in play for Mackl. Even though the first Brimaz got dealt with by a Banishing Light, the second one seems to have stuck for now. And by the looks of it, we can't quite see the life totals here. Yeah, so the king of Oreskos doing good work here for Valentin Mackl. And a fated conflagration dealing with Stormbreath Dragon. And allowing a little bit of scry action for Glied. And could it be
a dragon?
5 mana?
Nope.
What do the Naya players always have? In this case, a Ajani. It's all the cats all the time. He's having a little think about what to do. It looks very likely that, yep, Brimaz is now a 6/7. Now, the danger with that, of course, is that we know that Glied has Elspeth in hand.
Oh, he does?
So now he has a way of dealing with that King Oreskos.
Can we have counters in Ajani?
Yeah, let's make it clear exactly how big Ajani is, if we can.
Yes, please.
Roll a dice. I'm pretty sure that 1 is not the right answer.
And that's an Elspeth. Yes,
Hi
it
there.
is.
I see you. And
Attacking Ajani.
it looks like he's attacking Ajani. He's having a little think.
Oh, thinking if Valentin draws Xenagos.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure that his Elspeth is safe from most reasonable attacks.
And guess what? Another Elspeth. I think Valentin is probably going to activate Ajani first.
To draw some cards?
Maybe get a Xenagos. Oh, he cannot get Xenagos. Yeah, he can. Yeah, Xenagos he can. With Xenagos, you can't get Ajani. The ultimate of Xenagos.
Yes.
No, you can get Xenagos with Ajani.
Yeah. Yeah, Xenagos is looking to have a party, and he doesn't like inviting other planeswalkers. Ajani's kind of a mentor. He doesn't mind having planeswalkers around. Friends with all sorts.
Friends of heroes.
He's a friendly lion. But no, we've got a different planeswalker this turn. It's Elspeth. So
also a friend.
She's brought some friends. One way or another, there's a party going on.
I think Xenagos is not invited to the party?
Not yet. The invitation's been sent, he's just not responded yet.
Invitation pending. He's going to crash the party for sure.
I mean, if there's a party going on, Xenagos wants to be there. And there he is, he's on the top of the wrong deck. On the right deck, depending on how it is.
On the other side of the party.
Yeah.
The counter party.
Two houses, and they've both got the stereo on, they're gradually turning up the volume. There's banging on the walls. Basically, it's the video to Walk This Way by Ariel Smith and Run DMC. Anyway.
I think I got a little carried away here.
Here's, of course, the crew fix. And there's the land in Glied's hands. It's now going to gain him 2 life. Whoop, there we go.
Let's enter this. It's not the right sound.
Yeah, sorry, that's the card drawing sound. I apologise. Oh, Revel of the Fallen God. Now there's a party.
Party of the Fallen God, that's the name of the card.
So already a fair few tokens in play thanks to Elspeth, but potentially quite a few more coming that Valentin Mackl has just found out about. What is Ajani going to do here?
Yeah, Revel of the Fallen God is not as impressive against Elspeth as it is against the Bug.
Yes.
Like making 4 2/2 is not. Or you can make 3 1/1s for free.
Yeah.
Making 4 1/1s for 7 is not.
Yeah.
As impressive.
So with these planeswalkers, a lot of thought required in terms of sequencing. It looks like Glied is on just 8 life. Valentin Mackl having a little bit of thought here. It looks like the players in our other match just shuffling up, then getting a new life pad ready for the ensuing fracas. Well, we know it's ticking up, because that's the only way that a Johnny ticks until he decides he wants to give someone 100 life.
Doesn't you gain 100 life?
Yeah, it's always you. But
it's always you.
So, finds a friend in the form of course of Prix. And then we get to get a look at the top of Valentin Mackl's deck. Which in turn, of course, means that working out what to do with Ajani potentially a little bit easier. And what's happening next? So we've got a Voyaging Satyr here and a whole bunch more tokens. Not as big as the ones currently in play for Valentin Mackl, but you know, we can't all be superheroes.
They're getting more tokens.
Yeah, the tokens getting taxed pretty hard enough each match area. Some rascal must have run off with something. I can use some face down cat soldier tokens here. Ah, there we go. All the soldiers all the time.
He really wants to come to this party.
He's late to the party, but he's bringing friends.
Yeah.
Players of Super Sunday Series tournament wearing 2008 are being posted.
So,
7 mana.
What could it be?
It's a party.
It's party time and not one moment we can lose. 4 Satyr tokens. They've got haste, they're ready to get stuck in. Where do you send these creatures? Frankly, I have no idea.
That's their sound for
That's the one.
That's the I have the sound ready for the damage step.
Yeah?
It's a harder one to make.
So Valentin Mackl carefully figuring out what he's going to do about all these attackers. He's got 3 2/2s of his own. The only easy block was his 2/4 on a 2/2. Everything else requires a little more thought.
So is he trading for his satyrs? Is he just killing the 1/1s? Is it going to be an old trade? Like, he can save his Ajani here.
And it looks like we're seeing some starting hands being drawn in the other game. Oh dear, there's been a mulligan to 5 for Sebastian Knö here. Not exactly what you want when you're playing your game 3 in your semi-finals of your Grand Prix top 8.
All right, so he decided to...
Well, we'll find out how that match went, because we're back into the main one that we started with here. Turn 1 Gnarled Scarhide after a rocky start before the game even really began for Sebastian Knö. Lots of mulligans. He ended up keeping a 1-land hand. Potentially this could be quite quick, because a Thought Seize here reveals he's got...
Yep. It's going to be quick.
Not a great hand here. So a Pain Seer, and everything else costs more than 2. So we've got a Master of the Feast, an Adunis River Trawler, and Hero's Downfall. I'd be tempted to take the Pain Seer here.
I would take the Trawler, I think.
Yeah?
Trawler or a Demon. He has a Johnny Solar in hand.
Okay.
Doesn't have one? That's not one? I'm pretty sure he has one.
Okay,
It's on the list.
May just check that in terms of everything's been typed up. But
There's one, yeah. He definitely has one in his hand. we have a 13 card sideboard here.
Okay, so the card missing from the list that we can see is almost certainly a couple of copies of Drowning Sorrow, which are going to be pivotal in this at this exact moment, I would imagine.
Yep. And a little scry.
So, Gabrizio Anteri's, we spoke about this matchup, that basically what the black deck wants to do is get Anteri down to 10 or less life, probably by the time that he's up to about 4 lands. That's not going to happen in this game.
Oh no.
He gets a good old look, sees Silence of the Believers, Cure of the Crashing Wave, Course of Krufix, and Sylvan Caryatid. And
that's the time when you shrug and you're like, oh man.
I can take something, but it's not going to go well.
Can I draw 2 more cards, please, and get back in this game? He's going to take the... Oh, that's... okay. Like, it really doesn't matter. All the cards are good. I think Caryatid would have been good too, and Corsair would have been good too.
And that kind of the way that the control decks vary from the aggro decks. The aggro decks have to be about synergy because they're trying to do something very, very fast. The control decks can kind of say, once you get past the removal, all my cards are just kind of good cards.
Yep.
And removal's pretty good full stop. So things like Thoughtseize against the bug deck, unless they're holding nothing but lands, everything's always going to be pretty good. Reap of the Wilds there for Gabrizio Anteri. That came off the top, joining the Course of Krufix, and Tormented Hero just not really doing too much on this board. There is a Nard Skyhide for the Dunas River Trawler to pick back up there, but it's going to be a tricky one here for Sebastian Knurr, given that life total is pretty similar on both sides of the board, and Anteri's threat's just bigger than what Sebastian can deploy.
Maybe keep Corsair. No? I'll kill everything then.
So what we've got going on here?
Yeah.
Silence the Believers there, ensuring that double block's not successful there for Sebastian Knurr. Sebastian drops to 12 on those attacks, and this game is not going to last a great deal longer. Thoughtseize giving a little peek at what's going on the other side of the board. Yeah, Master of the Feast, you can go away. You can have a 2-1 for 1, and whatever you're going to draw for your turn. Ooh. Well, that's a Herald of Torment. Okay, not the worst draw.
All right, gain 1. Attack for 4. No, he doesn't have double blue. He doesn't have double blue. Judge.
Yes, he does. He has
a temple. No, he just played it. Is that temple? No, he says 2. He just played the temple of the blue.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have double blue.
We might need to just
get
the game paused briefly.
He just played the blue-green.
They've just realised that there's this issue. Gabrizio is so keen to close this game out, but he's making little mistakes.
I mean, he doesn't even need that one.
Yeah, the Prognostic Sphinx kind of a bonus on his board, really.
Not too late, keep it in play.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be the judge's call.
No, I'm not quite sure on who it is that stopped the game on that side. It may be that it's Gabrizio that realised what was going on.
So I think someone told him. Someone in the audience.
There's enough players watching this match. There's not very many matches left in our Grand Prix.
2.5.
You can see Kai Buda sat just at the edge of the stands watching this match with just as much interest as everybody else.
Cheering for his fellow German.
or cheering for someone playing the same deck that he did. Alternatively, he was on the bug deck, right?
What's going on?
The judge is just figuring out exactly what the right call is here. And I think I saw another Herald of Torment in Sebastian Knorr's hand.
I saw that one too.
As cards go for him and to draw, it seems okay, but he needs a bit of help.
A lot of help.
So, and I guess actually that part of the issue, that Sebastian had drawn his card for the next turn, so time had passed.
Yeah, but nothing much had happened.
So they're rewinding the board state. Conveniently, the fact that Gnarled Scarhide is face up because it had been revealed to Thoughtseize means that it's much clearer and easier to rewind.
It was brought back from with the River
Oh yes, that's right. So now instead of that Prognostic Sphinx, a Sylvan Caryatid, but it's kind of academic. Sebastian Knorr scoops up his cards. Gabrizio Anteri in another Grand Prix final.
Man, this guy's good.
So now we're moving on to the remainder of the match between Thomas Glied and Valentin Mackl, the two Naya decks remaining in our top 8.
The before last match of this tournament.
Indeed. The big final. Like, what is Fabrizio Anteri going to do with all of these trophies? They're all so recent. I think they're all the same design. So you can start sort of...
You never have enough trophies, I can tell you. Oh, yeah. I've been to Kai's place a couple times in Germany. Yeah, there are a lot of trophies, but I'm pretty sure you could make room for more.
It must be fun on polishing day. It must be a full day polishing at Kai's place.
Yeah. It gets a little dusty though.
So, in this deciding game between Thomas Glied and Valentin Mackl, we can see that there's already been a little bit of a fracas, a banishing light on an Elspeth that Thomas made into play.
A fracas?
Yeah, a bit of fight.
Oh, how do you spell that? Fracas, it's a French word.
Oh, okay. You gave that one to us around the time you invaded us, I guess.
Let's keep it friendly, please.
1066, you won.
And Rich is like, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we did.
And it looks like they're just making sure that everything's clear in terms of communications between the two players. Valentin Mackl drawing that Xenagos. The Reveler. He's not a god of revels at this point, but he's definitely still a reveler. Well, likes a good revel every now and again. And there's another Elspeth.
This board, we just arrived and I'm just realizing, oh wait, there's one card on one side and a million on the other side.
Two Planeswalkers, both ticking up merrily. A little bit of life there for Mackl as he plays a land. Scries the land on top to the bottom. Sees an Albacolossus. I mean, that does block a dragon, as we've learned. Naya players always seem to have the dragon.
Yeah. Take one.
Yeah, oh, there's a Polis Crusher. Thomas not giving anything away with his face as he draws his cards. No windmill slams. Shuffles them up carefully so that he can hopefully not give too much away about whether or not he just top decks.
Yeah, make it. Oh, make mana. That doesn't sound good.
8 mana there. Dragon and then go monstrous.
8 mana.
Interesting.
Kill everything.
Yeah.
Kill all the one Polish Crusher.
I mean, that's good enough. If he was going to do it the other way, he would almost certainly have
Revel.
made tokens first. So 4 Satyr tokens.
Big party.
6.
Yay.
And there's Xenagos up top, you know, waving his hands. He's liking this.
He brought the drinks. Oh, more things to do. Another Elspeth.
Oh, all right.
What was that for?
He just figured, you know, I've ticked down my Elspeth, I might as well effectively tick it back up again a bit by replacing it with another one.
Yeah.
I'll block 1 Satyr, go to 8.
Oh yeah, may just make more tokens, yeah.
Make more tokens. It's going to need to be something pretty good here.
Pretty good.
I mean, the hallmark of this format is that there's not really a Wrath of God. And here we see what happens.
But they cost a million.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah. Not one that's seeing play. And Anger of the Gods.
From the sideboard. Burning Wish. For Anger of the Gods.
That's him showing off the fact that he didn't have it in his main deck and a concession. So Tamas Glied will be our other finalist here at Grand Prix Manchester. Some impressive games there on both sides of things. Didn't necessarily see the best from the mono black aggro deck, apart from in game 1 against Gabrizio Anteri. But
so this summed up exactly what we thought about mono black.